Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T92 HMC, the Tier 10 American SPG. It's located on the Nordskar map and it's under the command of 15JG52 Bayraktar, and he's got the bounty equipment, rammer, gun lane drive, and I think there was something else as well. I think maybe the rotation device. Anyway, 3 marks on the barrel, well done. Got his 3rd mark. This should be an interesting game. Now, the biggest gun in the game, well, biggest howitzer in the game at the very least, 24 centimeters, doing 1100 alpha, and it will penetrate, if I can get it correct here, 60 millimeters of armor. And it's got a very long reload, 38.49 seconds. The standard reload, though, is even higher still. It's 46.98. Now, the first shot, 298 hit points, but he did get 554 standard assist. That's actually, it's showing 390 actual damage. Oh, masses of stun assist. And in fact, the tank he hit actually has gone down. The hacker. In fact, I believe that is a tier 11 tank. Now, let's get these symbols up so we can actually see which ones we're referring to. Yeah, we can see the hacker is a tier 11. He's gone down. Rounds out. Well, that landed near the KR1. Love to see if the rocket explodes if somebody gets a howitzer round into that. I don't think it does. Sounds rather noisy over on this side of the map. He's also having a bit of difficulty trying to get the battle assistant to work, because of course the standard wargaming one has this tendency to look upwards, and he managed to get a shot near the KR1 again, and this time 434 hit points of damage. Over in the middle, we can see a Badger, and it looks like there's one of those other tier 11s. Is that a tier 11? The Hirschlachter? Yes, it is. Or Hirschkaffer, sorry, I should say. Hirschkaffer. Okay, we're loaded. Rounds out straight away. Whoa, direct hit! And it was, I think that was a low roll penetration shot, because he got 988 hit points. And of course, remember, he gets 1100 alpha. Now, yes, he did warn us that he has this tendency to go in and out quite a bit. So obviously we have to take action when he does that to make sure you don't get motion sickness. Oh, there's the Hirschkaffer again. What an unusual name. Thought nobody would actually want the name Kappa in, because of course the connotations. We're loaded, but instead he's actually going over here because there are some tanks over here he could wipe out. He could certainly wipe out that IS-7, but he can't get the shot to bear on him. This Badger just took a big hit. Rounds out. Oh, brilliant shot! 500 hit points from that one. You can see why he's got 3rd mark, because of course he's massing his damage, massive damage on the enemy, pumping out those shots as quickly as he can get them. Another quick check just to see if there was anything else he can shoot at. There's the Badger. Now I reckon he can wipe that Badger out. Over here on the other side, we can see there's an Object 705 out on his own. He's low on hit points. He could be taken out the game. And he is. Smart that. He was actually checking to see was there any targets of opportunity that he can finish off quickly and not only pick up an extra kill, but also help his teammates by taking an enemy gun out the game. The Badger's just gone. He got wiped out by our Strib 10712. That's also a new tank in the game, a new tier 11. I have to wonder if Wargaming have been watching too many showings of Spinal Tap, because turning it up to 11 is very much a Spinal Tap reference, if you know what I mean. Well, the enemy is now in trouble, because although we're only one tank ahead, our guys seem to have the best position on some of their tanks, and it looks like they might actually lose a few. In fact, they've just lost one there. That was the KR1, I think it was, went down. And now we're going for the other KR1 if we can. He's lining up the shot. If you get somebody who's moving about like that, steady the gun, pick one spot and then aim at that. And work upon the basis that they're going to move back through that spot, and then you can get an accurate hit. That IS-7 is certainly a one-shot. In fact, for this howitzer, he would be a splash kill. Now, the KR-1's trying to get a better angle, but over here we can see a Gorilla. Now, the Gorilla 15 does have no armor, really, so to speak. It's just basically a panther hull with a gun on top and a crew, and they're very vulnerable to HE rounds from howitzers. Picks a spot, rounds out, looks good. It is good. 508 hit points. It tracked him. He's in spot. Now, will we get some more damage on him? He's still stunned. The enemy are down to just 4 tanks now. 2 of which are on the east side of the map, and of course the Gorilla occupying the central position. Their Arty hasn't been spotted yet. Here goes the IS-7. Now, if he stays where he is, I think we might be in for another kill. And 15 JG, 52 per hour by Raktar will take it. Oh, it was so close. So close to getting it. 105 hit points from that shot. I think it's frightened the IS-7. He's realised he's vulnerable. Now, the IS-7's trying to draw our guys out. Oh, that wasn't good. But there goes the Gorilla 15. Unfortunately, our IS-7 just crashed and died. Or is it theirs that crashed? No, it's theirs that crashed. The one we were looking at only a short time ago, he just got hit. Now, 15 JG has now started to move. And in fact, they found the enemy Arty, and he's on the move. And before we could even get a shot, he's taken out the game. In fact, we can just saw the KR1 ram kill one of our guys. That's another tier 11. As he comes up the other side, he's trying to escape. Now, we should be able to get around into him. Now, he's going to be fairly close to one of our teammates. Rounds out. And it's a good shot. It does damage the KR1. Unfortunately, it was a little too close to our M48 pattern. But the KR1 goes down, and that is the end of the game. And it's a win. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for 15 JG, 52 Barai by Raktar of the Hu clan in the T92 HMC on Nordskar. He managed to get a bronze medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he actually managed to get 12 in that one. Not really surprising. He was clobbering those enemy tanks. And he also managed to get a Confederate medal because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team in that game. And that's despite the fact that he actually managed to get a kill in it as well. His win rate was 3,817, which is a Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at the team score. And we can see that the highest damage in this game actually belonged to the T110E3. Unfortunately, he didn't survive the game, but he got 4,443 before he was wiped out. Second highest damage went to the KR1 on the enemy team. He got 4,233. And the third highest, well, that was the IS-7 on our team, who got 4,151. And he got a Top Gun as well. We can see that 15JG52 Bayraktar got 3,869, which actually makes him the fourth highest on damage in that game alone. So very well done on that. But let's have a look at the number of kills. Well, we can see top scorer is the IS-7 with his Top Gun, 6 kills to him, 4 kills to the KR1 on the enemy team, and 3 kills to that Hirsch Kappa, who managed, on the enemy team. And we can see the fourth highest, well, that turns out to be the Backchat 155-58 on the enemy team, who got 2 kills, but 15JG52 only got the 1. But when it came to base XP, we can see he was second, because the IS-7 came tops with 1,213, and he was the only player to get over 1,000 base, but just behind him was 15JG52, who managed to get 985, followed by the Panzer Sieben, who managed 980. So, of course, these guys were punching as hard as they could. In fact, they were hitting tier 11 tanks. And the IS-7, well, he was smacking a lot of tier 7 tanks in that, tier 11 tanks, I should say, in that game. He fired 12 shots from that 24-centimeter howitzer. He got 6 direct hits on the enemy and 1 penetration and 13 splashes. 3,869 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, so there's the Confederate. 2,274 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns, and there's the ace tanker. Now, on a premium count, he actually made 60,970 credits for the game, including 50,000 for a mission completion bonus, and he got 7 bonds for this being tier 10. I wonder if from now they'll give a bonus if you happen to be getting tier 11 tanks or a tier 11 game. I presume there won't be a tier 11 game, actually. More than likely it would just be tier 11, tier 10 with tier 11s in it. 2,955 experience points out of the game as well. So a very decent game. And a very interesting one in terms of the results. Yes, it was only that Object 705 who was a bit low on hit points, but he was out and isolated. And of course, 15JG took advantage of him because he was just sitting there on his own, wasn't really making much movement. And of course, he was a splash kill. So it would only take a shot near him just to finish him off. And in fact, actually, I think he smacked him. He actually got an impact and took him out for 55 hit points. But certainly it was a very good game, and he did hit these tier 11s. The KR1, that's a tier 11. The Hacker is another tier 11. The Hirsch Kappa, another tier 11. So yes, every time you hit a tier 11 in a tier 10 Arty, you are going to be getting a bonus because, of course, it's 10% extra for hitting a higher tier. And of course, yes, they are higher tier now. Previously, if you're in a tier 10 Arty in a game, you didn't get any bonus whatsoever. And now you do. So thanks to Spinal Tap and Wargaming's following of them, it's turned it up to 11, and we're all getting a lot more XP from the game. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.